Welcome to the dialogue, and you are dialoguing with Roscoe. Let's get straight to it. Imagine living in America, but being beaten, jailed, and even fired from your job for trying to vote. This was the harsh reality for millions of blacks back in the 1960s. Yet one woman from Mississippi stood up and would tell the entire nation the truth. Her name was Fannie Lou Hamer, and when she spoke, the country would listen. Born 1917 in Montgomery County, Mississippi, she had 20 siblings and her family was sharecroppers. They worked in the cotton fields from sunrise to sundown, but was barely making it to survive. The laws under Jim Crow was harsh. Families like hers faced violence, hostility, intimidation, and threats on a daily basis. But even under these circumstances, she developed a spirit of resilience and she had a deep belief in justice. At a young age, she understood the power of community, of faith, and the unyielding spirit. It would be these experiences that shaped the woman who became one of America's most fearless leaders during the Civil Rights Movement. Her journey to activism began in 1962 when she went to the polls to register to vote and was harshly turned away. Tactics of intimidation being used and threats. This lit the fuel in her to fight back and to stand up for what was rightful and what was just. She wouldn't be silenced. She joined the Student Nonviolent Coordinating Committee, the SNCC, and she became a secretary. She traveled across the state of Mississippi, campaigning for voter registration rights for blacks in local black communities, where she taught and educated the people about their rights. On the other hand, she challenged the unjust system that was threatening to keep blacks powerless. As a civil rights advocate and one that was on the front line fighting for the rights of the people, they constantly faced violence, being jailed, and even being threatened. Fannie Lou Hamer herself had been arrested and jailed for these same reasons. While she was in jail, something very sinister happened. The police would solicit a group of inmates who brutally attacked her with police batons, beating her so severely that she sustained lifelong injuries, notably kidney damage. But in the face of all of this, she still continued to stand and fight for what was right. Her courage was her hallmark. Between 1962 and 1964, Hamer led large voter registration campaigns. She also faced literacy tests that were put in place to trick and deceive blacks, which would disqualify them from being able to vote. She endured constant beatings and intimidation tactics. Yet through all these adversities, she persisted and continued to help thousands of black Americans to be able to vote. She understood that real political power was necessary for equality. She coined the phrase, "I am sick and tired of being tired." This sentiment reflected the frustration of millions of people who were denied justice. It was during these campaigns that her voice resonated beyond Mississippi, and her courage and persistence was inspirational to local communities across America and national audiences. In 1964, Hamer took her political fight to to the national stage. She co-founded the Mississippi Freedom Democratic Party, challenging the Mississippi all-white delegation at the Democratic National Convention. Hamer took the stage in front of TV cameras to testify, recounting in vivid detail the beatings and threats that she faced and endured while trying to vote. She exposed the deep injustices that blacks faced on a daily basis. This was seemingly shocking to the nation as millions watched while she courageously demanded justice, refusing to accept a system that was designed to keep blacks powerless. Her testimony was instrumental in changing an aspect during the civil rights era. While Fannie Lou Hamer did motivate many of blacks to stand up to the extraordinary oppressions at that time, she knew that political rights alone weren't enough. She fought for economic justice. She established free-form cooperatives, which gave black families access to land, to jobs, and the resources. She also understood that true freedom meant political and economic empowerment. For her, activism went beyond just protest. The long-term goal was building lasting systems that would uplift the communities, instill strength in the people, and also create the platform for our people to stand on and advocate for themselves, as well as fight against injustices that were done to them. Her work gave people independence and hope, setting the precedents for generational change. March 14, 1977, Fannie Lou Hamer passed away, but she did leave a legacy behind. She was a fearless woman whose courage wouldn't be broken. She exemplified leadership, she characterized fearlessness, and she also illustrated what resiliency looked like in the face of being brutalized and attacked so many times, yet she remained determined to have her voice heard, and she never wavered. In fact, it was Fannie Lou Hamer who influenced the United States presidency at that time to pass the 1965 Voting Rights Act for blacks, which allowed blacks to freely vote without being attacked or harassed. This is what she did. Fannie Lou Hamer had a love and loyalty for her people that ran deep. Her idea was nobody's free until everybody's free. Just think about that statement. Nobody's free until everybody's free. So, to Miss Fannie Lou Hamer, may she continue to lie in repose with the ancestors. And if you like this exclusive content that I'm bringing, please hit that like and subscribe button, and feel free to share the video. You have been dialoguing with Roscoe, and this is the dialogue. Peace and blessings to everyone. Until the next video.